Hello there. Now let's take a look at some of the Pro options. So we'll do them one at a time so that we really get to know each of them individually. So let's start with the first one, which is Enable Watermark. If I click yes, you'll see the fields are here. You want the URL of the image that you want to use as a watermark. You do have to have it uploaded somewhere so that you can get a URL. You then have a link that you can send people to if they click on the watermark. You then have a choice here, and we'll go through each of these individually, whether this link, if somebody clicks on the watermark, should it open in the same window, should it open in a new window, and we'll come back to these two a little later. The next bit here is to where to position your watermark. So obviously 0, 0 on the XY axis is the bottom left hand corner, and 100 and 100 is the top right hand corner. But you wouldn't want to put 100. That would mean the bottom right hand corner of your watermark was at 100, so you wouldn't see any of it. So we'll have a little look at that in a minute. The opacity is whether you want to see it in all its glory or whether you want it faded a little. And the scaling enables you to scale it in relation to your video. So let's start with absolutely nothing, well, with the basics here. So we've got a URL for the image. We've got a link for it to go to. We say open at the same window. We've got it in the bottom left hand corner, fully visible with no scaling. I have set auto video to play, and I've done the YouTube branding, and I am using Chrome, so you will see the effect. So let's click on preview, and here's our video. Here's my watermark, and here's my video. If I click on the watermark, it will open the link in the same window. There we go. Okay, if I go back, we will be back to the preview. Okay, so that's number one. Number two would be, obviously, to open it in a different window. Now, while we're doing that, let's just show you the opacity. Let's just change that to, say, to 50% so that you can see what the difference is. And we won't change anything else here. So there you go, it's much more faded. But if I hover over it, you see it pops up, it brightens up, and if I click on it, it will open me in a new blog. I haven't got a back to go here. Alright, so we're back to our Monkey Playr here. Now let's move the watermark position a little. Let's try it over at, say, 70% away along the x-axis. I will just put this back into the same window because it's much easier to deal with. So here we go. We've moved it along to the right hand side. You do need to play around just a little bit to make sure you get it all lined up, and then we could also move it possibly. Let me try 70 for the y-axis. That may or may not be perfectly to get it up in the top right hand corner. There you go. It's up in the top right hand corner there. But again, you may need to have a little play with it to see exactly what suits your watermark the best. Now let's show you the scaling. So let's say we scale that at 50, so that means we will want it 50% along the size of 50% the X and 50% the Y. Let's have a look at that, and you'll see that it does. It's up here 50% and it's along here 50%. So it's basically a quarter of the video size, but it's 50% each way along. Okay, let's take a look at the other options in the On Watermark click window. Now, let's first of all sort of set this all up. Let's set the watermark, the opacity to, say, 10, and let's scale it up to 100. So it's going to be the full size of the video. And if I have this set, open link in the same window with a URL to go to, you will see that if I come in here, the video plays with the watermark in the background, but if I come here and click on it, it will go to my link. However, you may just want people to be able to control the video, but without going anywhere. So what we can do is we can say pass click to player. So as you see, you'll have the watermark in the background. When you hover over it, it doesn't darken up, so people can start and stop the video without losing anything and see everything that's going on there. If you were to set this to block the click, would mean that people couldn't do anything at all. They would have to watch the video all the way through. But it does darken up, it does highlight the video, but the video carries on, but they can click all they like and absolutely nothing will happen. Okay, but the video does continue. So if you want an unstoppable video, all you have to do is make sure your watermark image URL is empty. Make sure your redirect link is empty. You have block click. You have the watermark position at 00 and scale at 100%. So let's have a little look, and you will see that it now plays. And I'll turn the volume off. See, and I can click anywhere I like. Each time I'm stopping, I'm clicking, just so that you know. Click, 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 click. But absolutely nothing is doing anything to the video. So the video will play until the viewer closes down the window in which the player has been placed. One thing I would just like to point out so that you are aware is that, let's change this back to same window, is that whatever you leave here inside this enable watermark stays there. So if you switch it off, you go away and do something else, you will see that if I then enable the watermark at any later stage, all those settings are still there the way I left them last time. So you can switch this on and off depending on what you want to do, and it will all stay there and you won't have to keep setting it up. Okay, so that's the Pro option, enable watermark. And we'll stop there for now, and in the next video we will take a look at enable customer preview.